Welcome to the Nerdiverse. Go ahead, sit and listen to the masters, the old heads, talk about what you love the most. Video games, comics, movies, and everything you need to maintain your week. Got the knowledge that's straight out the ether. Gonna need a drink and have to take a seat to expand your mind and listen to the speaker. Mike and the squad's gonna give you what you need. Please send in the question, come and get some answers, learn a couple lessons from the masters with the special guests. We got the Green Lanterns glowing on their chest. Yes, please sit back and relax, cause we're gonna hit you with them stone cold facts and allow me to be the very first to welcome you to the masters of the Nerdiverse. Welcome to Masters of the Nerdiverse, where we always have such sights to show you. This super soldier of a podcast can always be found on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and Google Play, and Spotify. I'm, of course, your host, Mike G, and with me, as always, is my crazy co-host.
Time to take out the trash. This is your
boy.
Are
you doing Trash Man from?
Yeah, it was like Trash Man and Pac-Man all wrapped into one. Yeah, I'm of course Winter. Handle Trash Monk the Third. That's Trash Monk. I for all you idiots out there.
Are you getting flack for the I?
No flack.
Are you manufacturing controversy?
I'm just like, I'd rather not have people message me on Facebook.
Okay, so you're going I. That's
yeah.
you can't get more politically correct than a robot, right?
Now,
remember when they were teaching that artificial intelligence,
Ebonics,
like, how to learn. They were teaching how to learn like social media, and it went from 0 to racist in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I remember that.
Super nuts, dude. The internet is toxic, man. That's hilarious. Oh man, you ready to get into some news?
Yeah, let's get to it is 6:27 p.m. and this is the news.
Yeah, that's a news noise. You guys don't know anything about those news noises.
Yeah. It's
downright criminal that we can do news noises. Speaking of criminals, man, this kind of harkens back to what we talked about last week. But, about the Monopoly scam that kind of ruined childhoods throughout the 90s and 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I thought was like, this needs to be a movie. And of course, what happens? That mess is greenlit quicker than anything has ever been greenlit before, man. Oh, man. It's super nuts.
Yes. They're bringing the boys back.
So, the boys, the Oscar boys, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon have claimed the rights to make the McDonald's Monopoly scam theft movie. And it's going to be amazing. They're probably going to ad-lib most stuff. Like, they're going to get chased by a Ronald McDonald. The mafioso is going to have flamethrowers. It's going to be super nuts. I can't wait to see that. That's going to be ultra dumb.
They're going to collect $200 million.
Ooh, they will not pass go. Yeah, so are you a Park Place piece or are you a Boardwalk piece, my good man?
I don't know. It's been forever since they played Monopoly. I'm a Kamchatka
like,
in Australia.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I'm the little horse. I'm the horse pendant. I'm not the shoe or the car. I'm the horse pendant. I used to pick that one all the time. And my salty cousins would try to pick it before me, but then I would just fight them until they gave it to me. You hear that? I solve my problems with violence. Yay!
Typical kids raised on video games.
Yeah, man, these kids. Because Tekken taught me how to just fight people in the streets all day.
Exactly.
Because that's what the game do. That's what games do, right?
Yeah, they teach you to put on a leopard head.
In a cape.
Yeah.
And challenge people to wrestling matches in broad daylight.
Yeah.
We must kung fu fight now in the middle of this intersection. And guess what's going to happen? We're not going to get hit by cars because that's not kayfabe.
Yes. Now, are they going to do a Batman crossover with this Monopoly movie? Or are they going to do a Martian crossover?
I want it to be all of the above. I want it to be like Jumanji and Batman and like the Martian get like sucked into the game, and then the mafiosos are like the bad guys. You know
Unfortunately, I can already see that they're going to steal from Guy Ritchie. I'm going to go Guy Ritchie style theft video movies.
I'll be surprised if Guy Ritchie just doesn't direct this, and Ben and Matt just screenwrite it or something.
No. One of those jamokes are going to have to direct.
Oh, it's going to be Ben because Ben has really nothing. Well,
Matt
to do
Damon,
right
I don't think has ever directed anything. So
no, don't let him.
This is going to be his.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, so let's not monopolize them being on this episode. Let's move.
Absolutely. Speaking of two characters that should disappear from all cinematic reality, we got the first look of the Stan and Ollie movie, which is probably before all of our time. In regards to who's that.
Gosh.
So John C. Reilly and Steve Coogan have physically transformed themselves to these 1930s like comedy act. I don't know what the movie's about, but I know the characters like from my childhood, and they look spot damn on. And that's the only reason I wanted to bring it up in this news article, because it just looks so cool. I love it when they do that, like when it's just like Jamie Foxx being like a dead on Ray Charles.
Wait,
kind of tripped me out.
Don't be putting Ray in the same category as this movie. Yeah.
We don't even know what this is, man. This John C. Reilly could win like an Oscar.
I do not. I can't go there. I don't.
What's up with you? You got beef with John C. Reilly? I feel like they could have.
So they're supposedly making a Sherlock Holmes movie with John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell, and they should have made that before this movie. Just saying. Yeah,
that sounds dope. Actually, that sounds super dope. Speaking of, it's been a while since we've seen Will Ferrell, huh? Yeah, man.
Not here.
Been? Speaking of people who's been having a long, not at my house. He'll get kicked out. Speaking of people who's making a comeback, did you hear that Patrick Stewart's coming back to lead a brand new Star Wars?
I didn't know he was going to be a lead.
Star Wars. That's that'd cool. Be dope. He's going to lead. He's going to be the lead in the new Star Trek series, whatever it is. So it's going to probably be about Patrick Stewart going. Remember that episode of Star Trek where he goes to back home right after he gets fixed from being Locutus of Borg, and he has to chill with his brother on the vineyards of France, and all they do is fight because his brother is a real big jerk. He's real mad because Picard went off to become like a Starfleet super god, and he just stayed on Earth and made shitty wine. They had a real bit. That's just I don't remember that, but so you seem to remember all of it about
for
that.
Me, so that's okay.
No, man. I'm sorry. Super specific episode that stuck in my head. The Trekkies out there will give me the actual name of the episode, but yeah, that looks super dope. So I'm really excited. It's a double-edged sword. I wish they would just move on and make new stories.
I hate this article. Good grief, people. You really need to get that word, max minimum. This is the sentence at the end in a paragraph. So after listing, beginning in 1987, Patrick Stewart led the Star Trek New Generation series for 7 series. It ends with its own sentence. He also portrays Dr. Charles Xavier, aka Professor X, in the X-Men franchise. We all know, okay.
No, but we don't all know, man. There's a little Jimmy Two Tams who never saw the original X-Men trilogy, man. He never saw it.
But he's in the newest one, right? He was in Logan.
Yeah, he was in Logan, and he was in Days of Futures Past.
Right. I don't know. It just
seems very tacked on for you.
Yeah, it's like Star Trek. X-Men.
Got to show in that Marvel stuff, man. These guys know where their bread is buttered, man.
Yes. And it's like CBS, you already got me just like skeptical when you decide to, like, you got me going like there's going to be a new Star Trek, and then you add it to CBS All Access. Like, just release it. Like, stop showing Two and a Half Men reruns and put on Star Trek.
Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah, trust me, I'm just waiting out for my Voyager remake with Captain Janeway as like a time cop,
Yes.
and she goes around and keeps it. She has to keep people from trying to kill Hitler. That's her whole thing.
And still waiting for Twilight Zone. Okay.
Speaking of living in the Twilight Zone, Ruby Rose has been cast as the CW's Batwoman. Man.
She can Twilight my zone any day. Okay, moving on.
Oh man, Ruby Rose is.
I'm gonna do a shout out to Marcos. Do not judge me for that joke. Okay, moving on.
No, he's super judging you. I believe in him. Yeah. Ruby Rose has been in a couple things. She was like one of the main antagonists in John Wick 2. She was the mute assassin. I remember her from Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage. That's the one thing I remember her from. And she's this originally was a model who turned actress. And she kind of reminds me of like a young Mila Jovovich, where she's just amazingly stunning, but she's slowly growing into a young actress, or an actress rather, a female actor, as it were. And they're casting her to be the CW's Batwoman. And this is a big deal because we're finally getting someone in the Bat family with the CW stuff, such as The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow and Arrow and all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. The good news is that everyone's hyped. Everyone's excited to see how she does. I have no problem with it whatsoever. We'll see how it goes. I just want.
Why would you have a problem? Why would you have a problem?
Well, what's the problem?
Yeah, why would you have a problem?
What's the problem?
Yeah.
No problems on this end. I'm not even.
Once again, Batman and Robin already paved the way for this type of relationship to take place. So, high five for men. Am I right? Okay, moving on.
We need to move on. Speaking of staying politically correct, we need to move on.
Okay.
Speaking of being politically correct, this new Disney streaming service reportedly will not have any R-rated content whatsoever. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm already a crotchety old man. I just think that this is stupid. My computer just closed. Okay. Why? I kind of get it. They're still trying to keep this like mask on that Disney doesn't do rated R movies when they do.
Right.
But
right.
It's like just they're alienating a certain crowd. I think it's
rough because it's rare nowadays for anything coming out the Disney Dream Machine to be actually rated R recently. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even think Miramax still makes movies. Am I tripping? Like, I don't, since Kill Bill Volume 2, I can't think of the last Miramax movie. And that was a pure Disney studio. So them not including anything rated R, like you said, it pretty much it makes me think that this is just the Disney Channel, right? It's just the Marvel Disney Star Wars channel. And there's nothing rated R in Star Wars, so they're clear. There is rated R Marvel stuff like Blade and Deadpool and, you know what I mean? Like Punisher Warzone. So like you said, they're cutting out a lot of, they're shaving a lot of meat from that shawarma spinner, you know what I'm saying? To keep this facade that they're this unspotted lamb, as it were. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, guys. Like, how long is this going to last? You know, until they just break. Because it's like, would you consider the Daredevil series on Netflix rated R? Like, are like the sex scenes like in Luke Cage or in Jessica Jones, for that matter, where it's 1 second shorter from being a full frontal from sometimes in that show, you know? And it's like, you're just gonna kneecap all of your Netflix stuff. Like the Punisher is bloody as hell. You know what I mean? Like the Punisher series on Netflix. And they're just not going to have that on the Disney Channel, on the Disney streaming service. Like you said, seems a bit short-sighted, but honestly, Disney's doing a ton of short-sighted stuff right now, or at least not responding to things, like the whole James Gunn debacle. Ugh, there's updates to that, but I'm not going to talk about it until Disney actually says something about it, because it's kind of irritating me that this is everything that's happening is all hearsay. I don't even think Disney has officially said, no, we're not going to let him direct Guardians 3. They're being so quiet that everybody who has big mouths are speaking for them. Dave Bautista is speaking for them. Like, all the actors are signing petitions, but Disney's not saying anything. They're just kind of letting it rock. And I think they're doing it because they want nothing to get between them and the Fox deal.
I would say that's true.
You know what I mean? And that's all they're focused on right now. They're not focused on putting the X-Men out there. They're not focused on their games, on their cartoons. Everything's on hold right now until this Fox deal is like legit. And it's really making people nervous. Like, moving on. There's one more article.
Yeah, I just saw something flash across my screen about a 22 Jump Street and Cloverfield crossover. I don't know what's going on.
You're going to make me cuss, and it's not going to be pretty. That's just stupid. Stop it.
What happened? Yeah. Okay.
21 Jump Street, Cloverfield. What are they going to call 21 Jump Street? What is it? 20.
They're going to call it Men in Black.
It's going to be the poster is a sign, and it's like one of those crossroads signs, and one panel's going to have the street 21 Jump Street, and the other panel's going to say 21. It's going to say 21 Cloverfield Lane. And it's going to be like, ooh, that's marketing. Stop it. Like Overlord is not part of the Cloverfield universe. You said it was.
All right, I got to pull you back from the black hole.
Yeah, I'm falling into a bleach hole right now. Okay. One last bit of gaming news before we go into the evil power hour, which I know you're going to love because I'm not going to shut up about it. Capcom executive said that they care more about high reviews than high sales. And it got me thinking. This is, of course, from one executive's opinion. I'm sure the entire board doesn't feel this way because these are old, crotchety, rich men who like to make money. But that's not a bad stance to have. I'd rather my games be good and not be that great because you have extended buyability than we make high sales on a garbage game and no one ever buys it again. Because you look at it like Resident Evil 4 wasn't a heavy seller, but it's like top 5 games of all time, and they keep making more money on it because they keep putting out new versions of it, or like Skyrim. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Skyrim.
Well, I have to say though that I would be the guy when he said that. I'd go, sit down. You don't know what you're talking about because a lot of the high reviews are tied in, unfortunately, to high sales.
True.
That's part of the secret of the game review world, where it's like, I don't have time to actually play this game, but I see a lot of people are buying it, so it must be good, blah, 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 blah. And then that's how you get these garbage games getting higher ratings than, like, just, I think IGN does that a lot myself.
Yeah, IGN is super notorious for that shit, dude. Like,
or it's like my mind was blown, where it's like I used to always buy like, well, this game won an award here and here. But if you like look at it, I would say like a lot of these awards are owned by the companies that own the game studio that made the game.
Right. It's kind of nutty. You make a really good point, man. It's like high scores are indicative to high sales. Like God of War was going to be a high scoring game. You know why? Because it was going to make a shit ton of money, no matter what kind of level of polish it had. Now, mind you, it was a great game, but there's other cases, like there's so many Call of Duty clones, you know what I'm saying, that were just not great as a single player experience, but made tons of money and got great reviews. You know why? Because that's what sells. These review services and review sites are more for marketing games than they are for giving legit critiques. You know what I mean? It's kind of rough.
There are sites that I think genuinely review games. They're almost always do not get as much credit as these other big mammoth sites because they don't have the financial backing, and they actually take longer to review games because they're actually playing them.
Right. They're not touching them for like 5 minutes and being like, all right, it's an 8.5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Play the game like a third.
Or like
way.
they think that they can determine how great a game is just by playing 5 minutes of it at an expo.
Right? And that's their whole critique.
Yeah.
This game sucks. You played the tutorial, my man.
Yeah.
Like,
this game sucks because in its pre-alpha phase, I couldn't go over here. Like, shut up. But I do like that at least Capcom is trying to save face or like keep the face that we're here to make quality games that will garner high reviews. But I'm just very skeptical of people that say that.
Trust me.
Just say that you're going to make a good game.
Just say you're going to make a good game. And then make the good game. Right?
Yeah. Just say that you're going to take the time to put out a quality product.
Yeah. You don't even have... And if that's the case, if you put out a quality product, money is going to come, right? Because word of mouth is going to hit. And that's what helps games like Shadow of the Colossus and smaller games that may not have really hit. Like Horizon Zero Dawn, funny enough, was made by a big budget studio, but was a smaller game in comparison to Red Dead Redemption. You know what I'm saying? Or any of the other bigger games. And it's just like this beautiful game that nobody really had time to play. But get on that if you haven't played it yet. All right, Winter. I do apologize, but now is the time to discuss Evo because this is all the news is fighting game related. And
okay, that's me falling into a well.
I love it. I'm just jumping down with you, doing combos. it's like Gandalf. It's like Gandalf fighting Balrog at the beginning of the Two Towers.
I do like
fighting you as we're falling.
I do like one of the news stories. I do like the Tekken 7 news. Get to that one first.
Let's do that one first. First of all, I just want to give my really quick feelings on Evo. Evo was dope. It's cool to have 2 men of color win the 2 biggest games of the show, which is Sonic Fox winning Dragon Ball Fighters and Problem X winning Street Fighter V. That is awesome. Represent my brothers. Let's get it. Other than that, let's get to the news. So Tekken 7 was, of course, at the show and had a really good tournament. And at the end of the tournament, Harada announced that they're going to be having a season 2 of downloadable characters, DLC. And one was announced to be Anna Williams, which is the sister of Nina Williams. Tekken heads will know what I'm talking about. The second is my boy, my favorite fighting game character in Tekken. And the reason I'm going to buy this game now, Li Wu Long is back. I want to scream, but I can't. I'm so hyped. Let's get it. All my Lee heads out there represent. I'm just going to post about it until he comes out. But the weird thing about the end of this announcement was that Walking Dead's own Jeffrey Dean Morgan played Negan is going to be a playable character in Tekken 7. Tekken Cross Walking Dead.
Now
I don't know what to say.
Now I have a feeling. I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and think that. Do you think characters like these are like successful? Like are like very popular to pick? You know what I mean? Like are they?
Yeah.
Okay, like I mean, are they super powerful compared to other characters?
In what regard? Like like powerful in regards to like skill set?
Like do they ever make it into the meta?
You know what? It's very funny you say that because let's go back to Mortal Kombat X, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot
I didn't mean to go into this hell box. I'm sorry.
You know what? This is why you're my friend, because you sit here and have to listen to this shit. So Mortal Kombat X had a ton of downloadable characters that were horror movie characters. So you had the Predator, you had Alien, you had Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? And I think one more was a weird
Alien.
But you had, I think Alien, right? I think I said Alien, but Sonic Fox, the guy I just mentioned who won Dragon Ball Fighters, was playing as Alien in tournaments and winning. So they give these downloadable characters just as much love and balance as the normal fighters, if not more so. Sometimes these characters come out and are broken. They're just way too good. Like, I think Akuma in Tekken 7 was really nuts, and he was a guest character. You know what I mean? So can Negan make it in the meta and be amazing and see a Negan player win Evo? Only time will tell. But there is a track record of downloadable characters in these kind of coming from these kind of places that are non-fighting game related, being in the meta and being really strong. It just really depends on the player who just sits there and wants to drop 30 hours into learning Negan and becoming a Negan lord. You know what I mean? So,
all right, I'll be customizing
really
my Call of Duty
about that.
gun. Keep going.
You know what? You're gonna have to respond to some of these. You lovely bastard.
Okay.
Moving on. Soul Calibur 6 is on its way. I'm gonna play the hell out of that. And they're announcing new characters every day. So for this announcement at Evo, they announced Astaroth and Sung Mina. Astaroth looks great. He looks just like his Soul Calibur 2 version of himself. And Sun Mina looks amazing. Usually Sun Mina was kind of a copy of Kilik, but now she seems to have her own kind of flair and swag and different kind of moveset. So I'm extremely excited to play as both Astaroth and Sun Mina because these are characters that I truly love, because Soul Calibur 2 was like my top 3 fighting games of all time. I love Soul Calibur. And they're bringing back Ivy. They're bringing back Mitsurugi, Yotsumitsu, and Geralt of Rivia from freaking Witcher is going to be in the game.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like, what was the character again? What's their, like, weird character that they're adding? The Witcher dude.
The weird character so far is the Witcher guy. It's Geralt from The Witcher. So they're said there may be more, but he may be the only guest character.
It's going to be one of the Rabbids.
Yeah, probably, man. If Negan can make it into a fighting game, anybody can, man. It's going to be John C. Reilly dressed up like,
I'm Laurel Hardy. Remember me from Walk Hard? Okay.
Combo. Other news, we had a crazy announcement. Street Fighter V tournament. Ono came out with, of course, his little Blanca, because me and him love Blanca. We're the biggest Blanca fans on Earth. And they showed gameplay of Sagat.
Like Sagat.
And Sagat's, man, so many people were waiting on that dude. And they showed content for G, which is a new fighter. They said, hey guys, these are the gameplay, so you can get an idea of how they look. And guess what? They're coming out tomorrow. So the characters were displayed and announced at the same time. And that's just hype. Everybody just exploded and said, what's going on? This is amazing. So there's people out there who have their hands on Sagat, who have their hands on G, and having a good time, because usually these characters are very well done. For Dragon Ball Z Fighters, the character that was announced is Cooler, which is the brother of Frieza in all of the movies, which is kind of like, okay, I want you to guess what their father's name is.
Bad marketer.
This will be fun.
I don't know.
Close. His name is King
like
Code.
That.
Or what I call it, Fridge. So Cooler is coming out for Dragon Ball Z Fighters sooner than later. Base Goku and base Vegeta will be out soon, so get hyped for that. And announced today, breaking news. Smash Brothers had a direct today, or a Nintendo Direct, and finally, Simon Belmont from Castlevania is coming to Smash Brothers. I can't be hyper for this news because I love me some Castlevania. I love the music. I love the soundtrack. I love the aesthetic. I love the new stuff. I love Symphony of the Night, Shadow of Dissidence, Simon's Quest, all that good stuff. He's finally in Smash, and so is Richter Belmont, which is, I think, from Castlevania 3, maybe? And they also announced King K. Rool, which a lot of people have been wanting from Donkey Kong Country. You know, that guy. And a bunch of other, like, quality of life changes, which is making it sound like this Smash Brothers game is going to be the funnest game on Earth.
Time to start playing,
I'm super excited to one day. I know, right? It's time to start playing. I'm not even going to talk about with the Melee players that almost ruined Evo this past weekend. Shame. I'm like that old lady from Game of Thrones.
Okay, how did they ruin it?
Bastards.
They kicked sand in the sandbox?
I'll tell you. Check this out. So at Evo, there was 2 different Smash Brothers tournaments for 2 different types of the game. You follow me? There was Smash Brothers for the Wii U, which is the latest version of the game. And of course, there is Smash Brothers Melee, which is the old as hell, like from the 90s version that people just love playing this game and will never stop. So we get to the finals, the grand finals of the Wii U version, and both of the players are using Bayonetta, which is a downloadable character. Going back to what we were talking about downloadable characters being in the meta. And the fans hate it so much that they won't stop booing during the set. They just won't shut up and say Melee is better. This is on live TV, mind you, like on ESPN. Because ESPN shows all of the grand finals for Evo. But the 2 players were so irritated that they just stopped fighting and start dancing.
That's the wrong reaction, folks.
Until TOs, so salty that they just stopped and started voking to each other and wouldn't stop until tournament organizers had to walk up and say, "Come on, guys, you need to finish your set.
You're professionals.
Try to ignore them and get through it, and so we can get this." And it was the gnarliest, most horrible kind of thing that can happen for something that's trying to grow outside of its own niche. You know what I mean? They want to be esports, but then you have stuff like this that kind of knocks it back. You know what I mean? It's and nobody wants it to be fully regulated. It's not like clapping time is now and you start clapping, clapping time is over and you have to be quiet or nothing. But come on, guys!
If hockey can blurt out when the fans are shouting expletives at players, then I think they can figure out a way. But pro nerds, come on, you got to be better than that. You gotta rise
above it, guys. You can't give into
yes. You're getting paid to play video games. You don't need to rub it. I'm assuming you're getting paid to play video games.
Yeah, there's if you're at Evo like that for these grand finals winners, man. They get money.
Yeah.
Sonic Fox, I think, made $500,000 last year or something stupid. These guys are getting dough. But show some level of decorum, guys. You know what I mean? You got to be like a basketball player. You got to be like LeBron out there, man. You're going to get booed in some cities, but you just got to still ball. You're not going to stop playing. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to stop getting that check. Come on, fellas. And that was Evo, and that was the news. Pretty solid news week this week. Good stuff. Do you have any thoughts, Winter, before we close this bad boy out?
These games need to chill out on the releasing of players. Like characters.
Never. New fighting game characters are forever. Bastard.
Until Evo hires me to be a shoutcaster, then I'll do whatever you want.
Oh yeah. What is this? Super Bowl Saturday? What is this game?
Yeah.
Taken? Why are they taken? All right, I'll shill it. I don't care. Man. If you love the news and you love our show and you want to support us monetarily, please visit our website, mastersoftheNerdversecast.com, where you can visit our Patreon. And for the super cheap amount of $5 a month, you can be privy to some of our exclusive content, such as our top 10 videos and movie reviews. And if you'd like to support us non-monetarily, you can always leave a like, comment, or subscribe to our channel on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and Google Play and Spotify. I want to thank you for listening, and I've been Mike G.
And I've been Winter Trash Monk the Third.
Aye. And we will always ask you to take that one step beyond.